Yeah, I'll just drink water and come. Yeah, so let us start. We were doing electronic effect. Last time we had done was we did fission, then we did the intermediate carbocation carbanions. Now we started with what are the intermediates and how do they behave during any reaction. So let us look at those different effects. Resonance is one of them. Then we are going to do this. We have started with this effect, that is inductive effect. I had just started. I had almost completed it. I wanted to do the other. I want to start with the other effect. But before that, just a recap of what we had done. Um, so here, this is a permanent effect is within a molecule. So let us go back and just see inductive effect. Uh, when an organic molecule has a polar covalent bond in its structure, uh, say covalent bond, you know that it is by mutual sharing of electron. But when that bond is attached to an electronegative element, then a polarity is induced. And this is called as, and then how does that polarity work? When, so here you can see that in this case, it is not a simple ethane molecule, it is chloroethane. So when it is chloroethane, chlorine group, this group over here or this is more electronegative. So it will try to pull the electron pair towards itself. The electron pair gets shifted towards the more electronegative element. So it has a, now the bond becomes polar covalent bond. That is what you understand by polar covalent bond. Let me just open the. So here you are. So this is there, and then the polarity will be introduced. One moment. Yeah, so the polarity will be introduced between, it will be, the electrons will be pulled between carbon and chlorine, will be going more towards chlorine. And then you can see that between 1 and 2 also, the electron which are there will be pulled, and this results in the formation of a delta positive and a delta negative, that is called as polar covalent bond. So you can see that this is the inductive effect wherein, yeah, screen is not visible. Oh, thank you. Please, what you all do is don't type. Problem काय होतोय तुम्ही बोला unmute करून, कारण मला दिसत नाहीये. I just thought it was, so I started with it. Okay, now it is visible. Okay, fine. Audible? Yeah. So, असं इतका वेळ गप्प राहू नका. Yeah, and Samir, Suraj, how are you going to cope up with all this thing? Will you be reading it later on? You read and ask me because we have gone little ahead, okay? So at least 2 lectures you have missed. So here you can see that now once again, let me say that when an organic molecule has a polar covalent bond in its structure, this bond is called as a polar covalent bond. This is because of this element which is more electronegative. Polarity is in, and then because of this, the pull of the electron or the electrons between this bond, covalent bond between carbon and chlorine, the electron pair will be shifted more towards chlorine. This induces a polarity in the molecule. What do you understand by polarity? Chlorine gets negative charge, partial negative charge, and carbon gets partial positive charge. That partial negative and partial positive charge, last time I showed you that it is represented as delta positive and delta negative. So if the bond is not completely broken, so therefore we don't write it as plus and minus, we just put it as delta positive and delta negative. So it will be like this, delta positive, and this will be delta negative. Okay, and this is called as inductive effect. It is a permanent effect. Okay, now because of this, what happens? I'm not reading the whole thing. We had done it completely last time. I just want to go ahead further. You can see that it is represented like this. So from here you can see that it shows the pull of the electron, that is the electron between this and this is shifted towards chlorine, and similarly its representation is like this, arrow in the center, and from this carbon atom 1 and carbon atom 2 also there is an electron pull observed. If you had another carbon atom, another slight pull would be observed over here, but later on it stops. After this there will be no pull. So it is like Russi case, if you can remember that during that Russi case you pull it, so there is pull observed towards till as if the opponent side is more tougher, they will pull it, and then you can see that the pressure or the pull is observed at the next person, but it is not observed equally. Until the end it may not be the same. The arrowhead, this is the arrowhead put in the center of the bond, is used to represent the inductive effect. The arrowhead normally shows where the electrons are moving, means it shows, and from where this is the tail end and this is the head, the arrowhead, and this is the tail of the arrow. So the head shows the shift of the electron towards chlorine, and the tail shows that the electrons were coming from carbon atom. Then you can see that here this is shown that the pull is from carbon to chlorine, another carbon to this, and then here delta 3, that is a partial negative charge, is seen on the third carbon atom. It is delta delta delta, means it is very very small. Beyond this you can see that there is no further positive charge observed. Positive charge means what? The electrons are shifting away towards chlorine. So this is all about now again you can see that this can be the inductive effect can further be classified as electron withdrawing or accepting or electron donating groups. In this case, chlorine is electron withdrawing. The pull is towards chlorine, so it is electron. Sometimes it is opposite. You can see that carbon will be having negative charge, and that time it is called as electron donating. Based on that, you have minus I effect and plus I effect. So chlorine is said to exert an electron withdrawing inductive effect or negative. So it is called as minus I effect. So you can have examples of minor side effect, and instead of chlorine you have can have NO2, cyano, COH, COR. These are all, they show minus I effect on the carbon. On the other hand, alkyl group, that is CH3, and are considered as plus I effect. That is, they will be giving the electron to the other this. That is, they will not be pulling the electron. Are you following? Have you understood this? Did you? So far, is it clear? I had started with resonance, but so far, is it clear? Sankalpa is also there. I can see only Samir and Suraj. Sankalpa is there? Okay. What happened? Sankalpa is not there or there? Okay. Anyways, coming back to this. Now here you can see that. Can you all tell me, consider the following molecules and answer the question. Let us see what the question is. Uh, Here you are. CH3, CH2Cl and CH3Br. What type of inductive effect is expected to operate? Here, can you all tell me that in this case, uh, how will be the induct? Towards carbon or towards the halogen? In these three. Here, how will be the inductive effect? This is the second one, and this is the third example. How will be the inductive effect? If I show it like this, and another question is, identify the molecules from these three having the strongest and the weakest inductive effects. So which according to you will have, of course, the inductive effect again will be minus I or plus I. That is my question next. Here you can have chlorine or bromine or iodine. Any of those three. Molecule is the same. Can you tell me? Yes. What is it? Here is the picture. So you all can tell me. Am I audible or no? Audible. Suraj, I am telling you that you can unmute yourself and talk. What is the problem? I'm giving you the permission. And my question is there, then tell me what kind of inductive effect is observed. See, the example was this CH3. Then you have given halogens. Which halogens? Chlorine is there. Now another compound similar, same they have not disturbed the carbon. And the third one is chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Now, in this case, what is the inductive? I hope you all have understood what is inductive effect, right?
Ma'am, the carbon chain is I plus and chlorine, bromine and iodine is I negative.
Agreed. So, which direction will be the inductive effect, and where? How will it be?
From CH2 to iodine, towards iodine.
Good. So, I am showing it this way, from here to here, as you have said, and then here. Then again, how much it will be observed? Delta positive here, and this is going to be delta negative. Here it will be delta delta positive, and here it will be delta 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 positive. Okay, thrice means very small. Now same thing here can be observed. Same thing for iodine. But now amongst these three, which will have the most stronger inductive effect? I think that is the question. The question asked over there is, let me go back and what type of inductive is expected, that is minus I. Identify the molecules from these three having the strongest and the weakest inductive effect. So now tell me which will have the strongest and which will have the weakest inductive effect based on your prior knowledge of periodic table.
Ma'am, chlorine will be the most, right? Because of its high electronegativity.
Very correct. That is what I said. Because of its very high electronegativity, smaller size, it will be showing a better or a stronger inductive effect than bromine and then iodine. So iodine will be least this. So let us have a look at it, what the solution says. Such questions can be asked. So now here, as you said, the group responsible for inductive effect in this molecule is Cl, Br and I. All these are halogen atoms which are more electronegative than carbon. So it will always show minus I effect, electron withdrawing. The minus I effect of halogen is also due to the electronegativity. So here you can see that chlorine has the strongest electronegative effect, than bromine, then iodine. So here it is expected like this. So that is the solution to this. Okay, now coming to the next part, that is, okay, let us see what is this. Now again another example is shown, that which of the following CH3 CHCl2 is expected to have a stronger minus I effect. Mm, one moment, let me come there. So the example they have shown is like this, right? CH3 CH, you have Cl and Cl, and then you have CH3 CH2 Cl. That is one of the Cl is H. So amongst these two, which will be, I think the question is that where will be the, oh sorry, which of the is expected to have stronger minus I effect? So
The first one, C2H4Cl2,
very good. What's the reason for that?
because it has higher amount of chlorine in it.
Very good, because it has got the number of electronegative elements over there is more rather than this. Therefore, it is showing, because you can see that you can always show it as there will be a pull like this. Both the chlorine atoms will try to pull that towards it, and therefore this will get a more enhanced effect. Whereas here it will be only one chlorine, so the effect will not reach over here much. Okay, but here it will be reaching quite a good amount because both the chlorines are there to pull it. So let us, yeah. While there are two, therefore CHCCl2 is expected to have a minus I effect more because of the presence of two chlorine. Now coming to resonance structures. So here we are supposed to be draw a bond line structure of benzene. How many carbon-carbon double bonds are there and how many carbon-carbon single bonds are there? Write down the expected values of bond lengths of carbon-carbon double bonds in benzene. Okay, so what is expected for you, they want you to understand is that structure, the line structure of benzene is here you are. So you need to show this. This is one. And this is the second one. If I'm supposed to be looking at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You can see that there was a double bond between 1 and 6, 2 and 3, and 4 and 5. Now the bond is shifted between 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Both the structures are correct. Nothing is wrong in this. The bond length, single bond. So you, how many single bonds are there and how many double bonds are there? Can you tell me? How many single bonds are there and how many double bonds are there?
Ma'am, three single bonds and three double bonds.
Very correct. Very correct. Okay, but I am having only 1:1 conversation between me and Sankalpa. What about Suraj and Sameer? Suraj, I can understand he was not there for last two lectures. But Sameer, why aren't you contributing? Yeah, simple questions I'm asking. I'm not asking anything tough. So as he said, there are three single bonds and there are three double bonds. Do you remember the length of single bond and length of double bond between carbon-carbon? We had done it, right? Yeah, anybody remembers?
No, ma'am.
Okay, the single bond length is 1.54 Armstrong unit and the double bond is 1.34 Armstrong unit. Now, so which means benzene would be showing something like this, means unequal bonds. That is, say for example, I'm just putting in it like this. One moment. Let me go to the Uh, yeah. So if supposing benzene structure is this way, hexagonal, as he said it very rightly, that we have 1, 2, and 3 as single bonds and double bonds 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so 3 single, 3 double, which means you have unequal length over here. This will be 1.54 Armstrong unit and this will be 1.34 Armstrong unit, which means your molecule would be having an unequal length. So this bond will be very big, this bond will be very small, this bond again would be this bond small, and then I can't even join. This bond will be, and then another bond will be like this. No, this is not the case with benzene. Now let us see why this is so. Why we are having, even in spite of benzene having an unequal, I mean double and single bond, still it has the same bond length for all those double and single. So let us go back to resonance. That is called, we'll be learning some one effect, that is resonance effect. All these are what happens during a reaction. These are certain effects which are very important for you to know during any chemical reaction. Again, I go back and I say that first we started with different structures of the molecule. We studied the molecular formula, structural formula, Lewis dot Wedge dot formula. Then we studied Newman projection, Fisher projection formulas. And then after that, we came to IUPAC nomenclature. After IUPAC nomenclature, now we are concentrating on, of course, in IUPAC nomenclature, you also looked into the structure of benzene. Now we are afterwards, and then some certain orthometa-para positions. What are they that we learned? Now we are coming to the intermediates during a chemical reaction. But before that, we studied what is bond breaking and what is bond during bond breaking. how does it happen? So we saw that it can happen by equal, that is homolysis, and it can also happen by heterolysis. When homolysis happens, there are free radicals, and when heterolysis happens, then you get the ions, positive and negative ions. Then we also looked into the structure, what kind of hybridization is there. I explained you what is hybridization. Now coming to, then we saw the different, we are now looking into the different effects. Out of that, inductive effect was the first one, and now we are looking into the second effect, that is called as resonance. These are the permanent effects in a molecule. That is the reason why they are clubbed together. That is, they are together. But the other two effects, which are we are going to see, the mesobaric effect, and there's one more effect, hyperconjugation. They are only there when another group comes into picture or another reagent comes into picture. Only those time, during that time itself, only you can see that effect acting. Otherwise, it is not there in the molecule. Molecule is more neutral. But in this case, if there is an inductive effect, the molecule has a part. It is called as polar covalent bond, and the molecule gets positive and negative charge. Okay, that is delta positive and delta. Now let us see what is resonance effect. So let us have a look. The cyclic structure of benzene incorporating three alternating single and double bonds implies two distinct bonds. See, here you have 1.54 pm picometers and 1.33 pm, or angstrom units I had said, but it is pm for you people respectively. Okay, so look at the bond length. It could be for single bond, it is 154 pm, and for double bond, it is 133 pm. But if you do a measurement of benzene, experimental measurement, so that in benzene has regular hexagonal shape. That is, as I showed you over here, that it has got a nice proper hexagonal shape, not something like this, and uh, and have the same bond length of 1.38 pm picometer, which is intermediate between. So the bond length which benzene shows is 138, not 154 or 133. So 138 is in between these two, which is intermediate between carbon-carbon single bond and carbon-carbon double bond. That is your bond length. This means that all the six carbon bonds in benzene are equivalent, unlike those appear in single Lewis structures. So it is, these bonds are equal rather than like this. So look at these two structures which they have shown over here. In this case, this is not a proper structure, just like the one which I was trying to draw. See, this they have shown a smaller bond. Here it is a longer bond, again a smaller bond, again a longer bond, again a smaller, and then longer. That is the expectation, two different bond length. But actually what is seen in benzene is that all the bond lengths are equal. They have the bond length is 138 pm, and you can see that benzene is symmetrical and not like this. Structure of benzene. Now coming to, when Lewis structure of the compound has two or more multiple bonds alternating with single bond, it is called as conjugated system of pi bond. So this system, that is double single double single double single, is called as conjugated system. For example, if you have something like this, CH2 double bond CH, CH double bond CH2, CH double bond CH2. This is called as conjugated system. Why? Because there is a double, you can see double, single, double, not delta, single, double. Okay, so even if I continue further, you have double, single, double, single. This system is called as conjugated system of double bond. Okay. Now same thing is there in benzene, but in case of benzene, it is a cyclic structure. So let us, in such a system or in species having an atom carrying p orbital attached to, resonance theory is applicable. So now let us study what is resonance theory. So far, have you understood what we are discussing? It is about the next effect, which is called as resonance effect. Now, in case of resonance effect, what happens over here is that actually they asked us to show the structure of benzene, wherein you have alternating double and single bonds. Such a system is called as conjugated system. आणि अशी जी सिस्टम आहे तिला कॉन्जुगेटेड सिस्टम म्हणतात. त्या कॉन्जुगेटेड सिस्टम म्हणजे डबल आणि सिंगल डबल सिंगल असं असतं. डबल बॉन्ड ऑल्टरनेटिंग विथ सिंगल बॉन्ड. मग आता अपेक्षा अशी आहे की बेन्झीनचा जो सिंगल बॉन्ड लेंथ आहे ती 1.54 एमस्ट्रॉंग नॉर्मल कार्बन कार्बन इट इज 1.54 एमस्ट्रॉंग युनिट आणि किंवा 154 पीएम पिकोमीटर्स बट देन अँड 133 इन केस ऑफ डबल बॉन्ड. मग ह्याचा अर्थ असा आहे का बेन्झीन विल हॅव अनइक्वल बॉन्ड लेंथ्स? पण नाही, तसं नाहीये. वी हॅव सीन दॅट बेन्झीनचं स्ट्रक्चर इज सिमेट्रिकल. All both the bond lengths are they are I mean whether it is single or double, it is having a constant bond length which is given to us, that is 138 angstrom unit. Now the thing is that what happens is this 138 lies between 133 and 154. What is 154 for single bond length and 133 is for double bond length. So in between we have this value as 138. तर आता मग हे कशामुळे होतं? तर हे होतं रेझोनान्समुळे. तर आता रेझोनान्स म्हणजे काय तर बघूया. We understand the following points from the resonance theory. The pi electrons in conjugated system of pi bonds are not localized to a particular pi bond. What do you understand by localization? म्हणजे आता बेन्झीन मध्ये आपण दोन स्ट्रक्चर दाखवतो. हे एक असं we show it this way and then we also have another structure which is like this. So when you're showing these two structures, the ह्याच्यामध्ये you can see that the pi system, pi electron system is not restricted between these two carbon atoms. It shifts over here also. It shifts over here also. Okay, so next. For a compound having a conjugated system of pi bonds, you know now what is conjugated? That is single, double, single. Two or more Lewis structures are written by showing the movement of pi electrons. That is delocalization of pi electron using a curved arrow. So now what did I show you just now over here? That is, I showed you that just now I rubbed it out. So here you are. Here I can show this movement as like this. Electrons, both the electrons are moving. It is easier to show here, so I have more space. This is one structure. How does it arrive at the other structure? By the movement of conjugated pi electrons. How does it move? Kashe फिरतात ते? So you can see. Oh, sorry. Here you are. By curved arrow. These are called as curved arrows. Curved arrows show you the movement of electron. So here you can see that the electrons move from their position to over here. Okay, so can move, I mean to say. The Lewis structures so generated are linked by double-headed arrows. So here you are. These are called as double. This is not shown over here. This should be the double-headed arrow over here. This will be. It is like this. The two structures which I showed just now, they are linked by double-headed arrows. So this is a double-headed arrow. These are called as canonical forms. Two different forms which are known as canonical form. double and are called as resonance structures or contributing structures or canonical forms. So these structures are called as contributing structure. That is, as a whole, both equal to make benzene. It is not that benzene will be like this or it is like this. This kind, that is, properties of benzene can be explained by making use of these structures. Okay, it is not की अर्धा वेळ बेन्झीन इकडे असतं मग इट फ्लिप्स इनटू लाईक दिस, असं नव्हे. पण बेन्झीनच्या ज्या प्रॉपर्टीज आहेत त्याच्या अनुषंगाने असं फाइंड आउट केलंय की इट इज नॉट दॅट बेन्झीन हॅज दिस pi electron cloud restricted between some carbon atoms. It is throughout, it is overall on the ring, entire ring there is a delocalization म्हणजे पसरणं वेगळं. म्हणजे असं नाहीये की बेन्झीन मध्ये एकाच ठिकाणी पाय इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आहेत, तर ते सर्व रिंग वरती आहे. दॅट इज कॉल्ड ॲज, इट इज नोन ॲज delocalization of electrons. Though that pi electron, those 6 pi electron, which 6 pi electrons over here? You are having this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. So the entire ring is, they are there on the ring. So this is all contributing structure. Thus the two resonance structure can be drawn by delocalizing or shifting the pi electrons. So you can show it like this. The position of carbon atoms in the conjugated system of pi electrons remain unchanged. So the main carbon skeleton, this is the carbon skeleton which is there, that is this carbon, it is not moving. The position of carbon atoms in conjugated system of pi does not change or remains unchanged, but the position of pi electrons are different in different resonating structures. The more these structures, these are called as canonical structure or resonating structures. The more these structures, the more the compound is stable. For example, in the resonance structure 1, so in this structure, there is a single bond between, yes, we saw that, between C1 and C2, while in the structure 2 there is this double bond between C1 and C2. That double, this arrow, you can see that it shows the shift of the electrons from here to here. That is, now the electrons are getting delocalized that over the ring. Okay. Any resonance structure is hypothetical. Again, remember this is not something it is happening like this. When you benzene aside, it is this structure is, these structures, both these structures are derived based on the properties of benzene. Understand that. म्हणजे असं नाहीये की हे अशा आता थोड्या वेळानंतर हे बेन्झीन असं दिसेल, थोड्या वेळानंतर इट विल शिफ्ट, असं नाहीये. It is, these are the imaginary structures. Because of these you can, excuse me, because of these you can explain the properties well. That is what it shows, that it means. Okay, I hope you're following what I'm trying to tell you. कळतंय का? Are you there with me?
मॅम इकडे फक्त ते डबल बॉन्ड शिफ्ट होते त्याच्याबद्दलच सांगतायत ना?
हो, एक्झॅक्टली. इट इज जस्ट ट्राइंग टू टेल यू की ते डबल बॉन्ड जे शिफ्ट होत आहेत ते शिफ्ट होत नाहीत, पण अशी दोन स्ट्रक्चर्स आहेत की असं म्हटलंय की ते रिंग वरती, एंटायर रिंग वरती दे आर स्प्रेड और डिलोकलाइज. म्हणून मग दाखवते वेळी हे पण स्ट्रक्चर असू शकेल, हे पण स्ट्रक्चर असू शकेल, आणि म्हणून वी राईट डाऊन द रेझोनन्स हायब्रिड ऑफ बेन्झीन. ओके, पण असं फिक्स नाहीये की 10 मिनिटानंतर बेन्झीन अशा म्हणजे डबल बॉन्ड बिटवीन 1 आणि 6 मध्ये आहे आणि मग 10 मिनिटानंतर 1 आणि 2 मध्ये, असं नाहीये. अंडरस्टँड दॅट. हे पात्र पक्क लक्षात ठेवा. दीज आर हायपोथेटिकल स्ट्रक्चर्स. ओके, म्हणजे बेन्झीनच्या प्रॉपर्टीज या स्ट्रक्चरचा उपयोग करून तुम्हाला सांगता येतात. का त्यांना असं दिसलं? कारण एक महत्वाचं म्हणजे द बॉन्ड्स ऑफ बेन्झीन, दॅट इज दे लाय बिटवीन ऍक्च्युअल सिंगल बॉन्ड अँड ऍक्च्युअल डबल बॉन्ड. सो म्हणजे जर का तुम्ही बेन्झीनचे बॉन्ड्स पट्टी घेऊन मोजले तर यू नो दॅट की त्याची जी व्हॅल्यूज आहे ती डबल बॉन्ड आणि खरा जो डबल बॉन्ड आहे आणि खरा सिंगल बॉन्ड आहे त्याच्यामध्ये राहते. आणि म्हणूनच म्हटलं गेलंय की ह्याचा अर्थ बेन्झीन सिमेट्रिकल म्हणजे त्याचं बॉन्ड लेन्थ इक्वल आहेत, पण ते कशामुळे असतील, मग अशामुळे असणार की हे जे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आहेत पाय इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ते एंटायर रिंग वरती डिलोकलाइज झालेत. ओके, सो हे एकदा कॉन्सेप्ट लक्षात आलं की मग हे काय, नाही तर बऱ्याचदा काय असतं मुलांच्या मनामध्ये असं एक फिक्स ठरून जातं की ओके ओके म्हणजे असं बेन्झीन काही वेळानंतर असं आहे देन इट इज फ्लिपिंग लाईक दिस, तर ते तसं नाहीये. So here it is mentioned any resonance structure is hypothetical. Just give me 1 minute. I'm just coming. Let me drink water and come. Yeah, thank you so much. So here you can understand this. So any resonance structure is hypothetical and does not by itself represent any real molecule, that I'm trying to tell you, and can explain all the properties of the compound. Yeah, taking those structure, you can explain the properties of the compound, but it is not a real structure. The real molecule has, however, character of all the resonance structure, those can be written. Means it is considered as a hybrid of those structures. म्हणजे ही दोन्ही स्ट्रक्चर्स एकत्र केल्यानंतर जे तयार होईल, that is the real structure. The real or actual molecule is said to be resonance hybrid. So normally, so when you put benzene, then you show benzeneचं जे structure आहे तो मध्ये आपण round करून करतो. So when you have this hexagon and you show it this way. ऑफकोर्स म्हणजे असं लिहिलं तर काय तुम्हाला परीक्षेत रॉंग नाही देणार काय, किंवा दरवेळेला दोन्ही स्ट्रक्चर्स लिहायला नको बेन्झीन, एक हे लिहिलं तर, पण नॉर्मली यू पुट इट लाईक दिस विच इज द रेझोनन्स हायब्रिड ऑफ दीज टू स्ट्रक्चर्स. ओके. For example, an actual benzene molecule is the resonance hybrid of structure 1 and 2 and exhibit character of both these structures. Its approximate representation can be shown as dotted circle inscribed in a regular hexagon. ह्याचा अर्थ काय, तर ऍक्च्युअल स्ट्रक्चर आपण दाखवताना असं दाखवतो. म्हणजे आपण लिहिताना दरवेळेला त्याला काय देर इज नो नीड टू हे असं दाखवलं जातं, पण तुम्हाला परीक्षेत असं काढायची गरज नाही. यू कॅन ऑल्सो शो इट लाईक दिस, किंवा यातलं कुठचंही एक दाखवू शकता. अंडरस्टँड दिस. हे दिस इज द ऍक्च्युअली ह्या दोघांचं मिळून जे आहे दिस स्ट्रक्चर. ओके. Thus, each carbon bond in benzene has single as well as double bond character and ring has a regular hexagon shape. So, you can say that both the carbon, ikade you can have 1 and 6 will have single bond also and double bond structure. Similarly, 1 and 2 will have a single bond structure as well as double bond structure. This is the actual resonance structure. Now, hypothetical energy of an individual resonance structure can be calculated using bond energy values. So you can calculate means theoretical and experimental values. So those values you can be calculated. Many a times what you do is that in say for example, you know the value for single bond. So there are how many, sorry, you know the value for double bond if you do some hydrogenation or so, but then considering that value for a double bond, one double bond, you can multiply it by 3 and you can calculate for 3 double bonds. But experimentally, if you calculate, means if you do actual hydrogenation and find out, the value could be different. And it has been observed that such calculation wherein theoretical and experiment, theoretical म्हणजे काय असतं की तुम्हाला काही व्हॅल्यूज माहिती आहेत आणि त्याच्या तुम्ही गणिताच्या आधारे तुम्ही काढता. एक्सपेरिमेंटल म्हणजे काय, तुम्ही डायरेक्टली लॅबमध्ये जाता आणि ते एक्सपेरिमेंट करता आणि तुम्ही बघता, मग तुम्ही पडताळून बघता की वेदर थिअरी बरोबर आहे, थिअरी आणि प्रॅक्टिकल व्हॅल्यूज बरोबर येतात का. पण बेन्झीनच्या बाबतीत तसं होत नाही. बेन्झीनच्या बाबतीत ज्या काही व्हॅल्यूज थिअरीमुळे काढलेल्या आहेत किंवा गणिताच्या आधारे काढलेल्या आहेत, त्या कॅल्क्युलेशन करून काढलेल्या त्या आणि ऍक्च्युअल तसं घडवलं गेली सिनारिओ, प्रॅक्टिकल केलं गेलं किंवा तशा पद्धतीची एक्सपेरिमेंट केली गेली तर त्या व्हॅल्यू मध्ये खूप तफावत आहे. आणि हीच जी तफावत आहे दॅट गिव्स द स्टेबिलिटी टू बेन्झीन अँड दॅट इज द रेझोनन्स एनर्जी ज्याला म्हटलं जातं. Okay, so let me read that again. So hypothetical energy of an individual resonance structure can be calculated using bond energy value. The energy of actual molecule is therefore lower than that of any one of the resonance structure. म्हणजे ह्याची जी व्हॅल्यू खरी काढली आणि एक्सपेरिमेंटल व्हॅल्यू काढली तर त्याच्यामध्ये तफावत आहे. आणि इन अदर वर्ड्स रेझोनन्स हायब्रिड इज मोर स्टेबल. सो दिस विल बी मोर स्टेबल देन इफ यू ट्राय टू म्हणजे जे कॅल्क्युलेशन्स करून काढलेले व्हॅल्यू पेक्षा. The difference in the actual and the lowest calculated energy of a resonance structure is called as resonance stabilization energy or just resonance energy. Thus, resonance leads to stabilization of the actual molecule. तर हे मॉलिक्यूल असं का राहतं तर अल्टिमेटली एनी सिस्टम ट्राईज टू बी स्टेबल. स्टेबिलिटी ही कायम गरजेची असते आणि म्हणूनच कोणतीही सिस्टम, वाय डू यू हॅव सो मेनी रिॲक्शन्स, आपण हे जे फक्त नोबेल गॅसेस जे आहेत ते हे आहेत बिकॉज देअर ऑक्टेट इज कम्प्लीट. तरी सुद्धा सायंटिस्ट हॅव ट्राईड टू कॅरी आउट द फोर्सिबली द रिॲक्शन्स have been carried out of noble gases. But what I mean to say is that otherwise why they are not म्हणजे बाकीच्या कंपाऊंड सारखं, बाकीच्या एलिमेंट्स इन द पिरियोडिक टेबल सारखं वाय these kind of reactions or these elements, that is the noble gases, do not undergo because they are stable. But other elements in the periodic table, why they are having so much so many compounds, so many reactions. So if otherwise if it was stable and then there would be no chemistry at all, probably there would be no life at all. And then because that was, I mean, nothing would be reacting, the stability साठी काहीच होणार नव्हतं. असं सगळंच स्टेबल असेल तर तसं. सो कोणत्याही सिस्टमचं शेवट काय आहे तर इट ट्राईज टू रीच स्टेबिलिटी. रिॲक्शन सुद्धा काय होतात, जर तुमची रिॲक्शन प्रोडक्ट जर तुमचे थोड्या वरच्या लेवलवर आहे आणि प्रोडक्ट्स जर तुमचे खालच्या लेवलवर आहे, रिॲक्टंट थोडे वरच्या लेवलवर, देन ओनली द रिॲक्शन इज फिजिबल. समजा प्रोडक्ट्स तुमचे वरच्या लेवलवर आहेत आणि खाली रिॲक्शन इज मोर स्टेबल, द रिएजंट्स और रिॲक्टंट्स आर मोर स्टेबल, देन रिॲक्शन होणार नाही. म्हणजे A plus B is more stable than C plus D, then the reaction will not go. Why will it go? I mean, it will say, no, I'm fine. Why should I undergo unstable? Unless you force it and you carry out some reaction and you make some different product. But that is the reason. Same thing applies for your resonance stabilization energy. Okay, so now let us have a look at this. Identify the species that contain conjugated system of double bond. Can you all tell me which out of 1 and 2 contain conjugated system of pi bond?
2.
Very correct. 2.
Two.
Yes, good. And ikde you have double bond, but in between there is no double bond. You directly have a double bond at the end. Correct. Here you have alternating system of. So solution 1 does not contain conjugated system of pi bond, as 2 conjugated are separated. Okay. Now rules to be followed for writing the resonating structures. So what are the rules? I hope is it clear so far इथपर्यंत कळलंय ना तुम्हाला की रेझोनेटिंग स्ट्रक्चर्स आर हायपोथेटिकल स्ट्रक्चर्स. त्याच्यामधलं मेन कार्बन स्केलेटन हे हलत नाही. कार्बन स्केलेटन रिमेन्स द सेम. Only there is a delocalization of pi bond. So you have various resonating structures. या सगळ्याचं मिळून जे होतं that is the resonance hybrid. This structure is the final structure which is capable of explaining all the properties of that molecule. त्याला धरून त्याच्या अनुषंगाने हे आणि मग हे जे रेप्रेझेंटेटिव्ह स्ट्रक्चर्स आहे त्याची ऑफकोर्स त्याची एनर्जी ज्या हायब्रिडची आहे त्याची एनर्जी पण खूप कमी असते अँड दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज रेझोनन्स स्टेबिलायझेशन एनर्जी. So let us go back again and find out. Resonance structures can be written only when all the atoms involved in the pi conjugated system lie in the same plane. Place nahi hai, lie in the same plane. म्हणजे काय? It should be a planar structure. म्हणजे एकाच प्लेन मध्ये असायला पाहिजे. Say for example, first point it says that for to represent your resonance structure, you should have a planar system. म्हणजे काय? तर आता this is हे जे मॉलिक्यूल आहे दिस इज इन वन प्लेन. पण समजा मी आता हा मॉलिक्यूल दाखवला तुम्हाला काढून. This is one plane, but supposing I show you this structure. Okay, now tell me amongst these two which one is planar and which one is not planar, and what is I mean what do you observe in these two structures? Are they the same structure? That is my question. मला complete
No.
कर दे. Wait. मला complete कर दे बाळ. I'm not yet done. Don't give the answer so soon. Okay, now tell me, both these structures, are they same or are they not? I mean, that compound, is it the same compound or is it not the same compound?
Ma'am, their formula is same, but the structure is different.
Very correct. What about Sameera ka Suraj? What do you want to say?
Yes, ma'am. Their formula are same. Structure are different.
Exactly. म्हणजे काय आता ह्याच्यामधलं which is planar and which is not planar?
First one is planar.
Very correct. First one is planar because it is in this plane. The second one is of the same molecule. This is tub shaped structure. This molecule is one moment. I can show the bond also. There should be like this. This is cyclooctatetraene. ह्याचं नाव आहे cyclo. It is cyclic. Octa because there are 8 carbon atom. Tetra 4 double bond. Ene. Okay, so cyclo. तर हे जे आहे molecule, this can be represented like this, and you can see that this will be more strained. ह्याच्यामध्ये cyclic structure आहे, double bond आहे, हे structureला straining आहे खूप. It is not stable, but when you make it like this in a different plane, आता different plane म्हणजे कुठच्या plane मध्ये, तर हा जो भाग आहे you can see that it is in one plane, but this portion This portion is in the plane which is vertical. This portion is in the plane which is horizontal. So then it becomes more stable because this compound exists, but then for that to exist, you need to have two different planes. Here it is more strained. Anyway, that was something which I wanted to explain when I was trying to tell you about planarity. Planarity. So this is it, that resonance structure can be written only when all the atoms involved in the pi conjugated system, all the resonance structure must have the same number of unpaired electron, if there are any unpaired electron. In case of benzene, there were no unpaired electron, but further structures we have to see that, see, in case there are charge structures also, मग जेव्हा चार्ज स्ट्रक्चर्स असतील तर त्यावेळेला इलेक्ट्रॉन्स अनपेड. Resonance structure contribute to the resonance hybrid in accordance to their energy or stability, which means you, after showing these, you also should have a resonance hybrid structure which is more stable. More stable, having low energy resonance structure contribute largely and thus are important. So when you are showing these structures, you can see that structures having low energy are more stable and they should be there while in such this. The negative charge should not be on a positive atom. The negative charge should be carried by an element which is electronegative. Say for example, carbon वरती negative charge दाखवला आपण structure काढताना, तर it is not correct. Oxygen वरती negative charge दाखवणं हे योग्य आहे नेहमी. म्हणजे that kind correct in the sense you can show, but the structure would be more stable if you shift the charge to oxygen. आणि ऑक्सिजनवर पॉझिटिव्ह चार्ज दाखवला तर तसं स्ट्रक्चर होणं जरा कठीण होतं बिकॉज ऑक्सिजन इज इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव्ह. Anyways, these are certain rules which we are looking at. You don't have, I don't think so. Have they seen? Yeah, they have shown some structure. Let me take 5 minutes जरा पुढे घेते because we started थोडं आपण late join झालो सगळे. म्हणजे we were there today. I think you people joined little late. It's okay. We'll continue 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. Then we'll end. Thus, between the paired resonance structure, that resonance structure is more stable and therefore importance which has. Now, if you are supposed to show resonance structures, तर त्याच्यामधला कुठची महत्वाची म्हणजे तुम्ही जेव्हा स्ट्रक्चरचं काढता, म्हणजे when you are going to draw the structures, त्यावेळेला तुम्हाला कसं दाखवायला पाहिजे, that will be more stable. So the structure which has more number of covalent bond, more number of atoms with complete octet or duplet. So structure with more covalent bond, less charge, म्हणजे octet किंवा duplet complete आहे, less separation of opposite charge, negative charge if any on more electronegative atom and positive charge on electropositive, and more dispersal of charge or more delocalization of charge. सो आपण स्ट्रक्चर्स घेतल्यानंतर तुमच्या लक्षात येईल, आय नो तुम्हाला कळलं नसणार कदाचित, तर आता रेझोनेटिंग स्ट्रक्चर्स काढायचे. तर नाव लेट अस हॅव अ लुक ॲट दिस फर्स्ट प्रॉब्लेम. राईट रेझोनन्स स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ HCOO मायनस. ओके, सो सी HCOOH. आता हे जर काढायला गेलं तर दिस इज अन ऍसिड स्ट्रक्चर. हे सिंपल स्ट्रक्चर झालं. पण मी दाखवते वेळेला कसं दाखवायचं, इथे व्हॅलन्सी कंप्लीट नाहीये कोणाची. व्हॅलन्सी, यू नो हाऊ, व्हॉट इज द व्हॅलन्सी ऑफ कार्बन?
4.
Yeah, and how many bonds are seen over here?
2.
Correct. And what is the valency of oxygen?
2.
Correct. And hydrogen is 1. So here oxygen's valency is getting satisfied but not with respect to carbon. So this means आपण हे जे structure दाखवलंय, it's okay, but it is not correct. So then in that case, how do you show this structure? Then this structure can be shown, it is an acid structure. So for that you need to show it this way. जेव्हा दाखवता acid तेव्हा. Now you can see that carbon is having its 4 valencies, each oxygen is having its 2 valencies. Now in such a case, supposing if you react it with NaOH, if this is reacted with sodium, if it is reacted, what happens over here is that you can remove this. This is an acid-base reaction. This is carboxylic acid I'm reacting with a base. So here you are, what you are getting is COOO minus, this is a neutralization reaction. So here you are. आता त्यांनी विचारलंय की हे जे मॉलिक्यूल झालंय ह्याचं रेझोनान्स स्ट्रक्चर दाखवा. मग आता तुम्ही कसं दाखवणार? ह्याला एक रेझोनान्स स्ट्रक्चर आहे. लेट मी कम बॅक ओव्हर हिअर. हॅव यू अंडरस्टूड? पहिले ते तर कळलं ना तुम्हाला दॅट कसं आलं ते स्ट्रक्चर. सो दॅट स्ट्रक्चर जो होतं दॅट इज अन सिम्पल ऍसिड मॉलिक्यूल. आता तो ऍसिड मॉलिक्यूल आपण कसा रिप्रेझेंट करतोय? असा रिप्रेझेंट करतोय आफ्टर इट्स रिॲक्शन विथ अ बेस. म्हणजे हा नेगेटिव्ह चार्ज आला. आता हा जो नेगेटिव्ह चार्ज आहे, नाव इट इज लोकलाइज्ड ऑन दिस कार्बन दिस ऑक्सिजन ॲटम. बट यू कॅन सी दॅट देर इज अ कॉन्ज्युगेशन. कॉन्ज्युगेशन म्हणजे काय? दिस चार्ज आहे ना, हा जो दिस चार्ज इट विल बी लाईक दिस इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आहेत. म्हणजे हा जो नेगेटिव्ह चार्ज आहे दॅट इज ऑल्सो इन कॉन्ज्युगेशन. डबल, सिंगल, instead of double you have a charge, double, single, charge. Okay, now that charge will come into picture. म्हणजे अशा वेळेला काय हे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आहे, this consider that this oxygen is saying no I can't hold this charge for long time. It tells the other oxygen atom, okay fine, I'm transferring the charge to you. See the arrow, it is transferred, that electrons are going from this oxygen, so the tail to the head, and from here it will be going over here. Okay, so this is called as delocalization. That is, now the electrons can move from here to here. I mean, this is one kind of a resin. This is of course an imaginary structure. We are showing this structure just like benzene structure. We are also trying to show. It is shown by double-headed arrow, ज्याला आपण canonical form म्हणतो. तर मग आता हे स्ट्रक्चर कसं होईल बघा. It will be like this. O, ऑक्सिजन कडे ऑलवेज अ लोन पेअर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन, टू लोन पेअर्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन. पण आता हे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इथे आल्यामुळे आता ऑक्सिजन दिस बिकम्स नेगेटिव्ह, अँड हिअर यू आर दॅट यू आर हॅव्हिंग दिस काइंड ऑफ अ स्ट्रक्चर फॉर दिस. मग बोथ दी स्ट्रक्चर्स आर इक्वल. कशावर इक्वल आहे? तर दे ट्राय टू मेजर द कार्बन ऑक्सिजन सिंगल बॉन्ड अँड कार्बन ऑक्सिजन डबल बॉन्ड. दे फाउंड दॅट द लेंथ ऑफ दीज बॉन्ड्स आर equal. And so then this structure can be represented as a resonance hybrid. Now, what is that resonance hybrid? That hybrid would be like this. This is, which shows that the negative charge is can shift over both these, can delocalize over both these oxygen atom to give you this kind of a structure. Are you following this? कळते का तुम्हाला?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you following this? What I'm trying to tell you? Yeah. So let me just read, complete that, and we'll stop. Okay, since I had just so write the resonance structure. We'll complete this problem. Write the resonance structure of HCO minus and comment on their relatives. First, the detailed bond structure of H showing all the valence electron is drawn. So we just showed, and then other resonance structures are generated using curved arrows to show the movement of pi electrons. So as I showed you that the pi electron movement was from this oxygen to the other oxygen. Two resonance structures for HCO minus are this. Both the resonance structures are equivalent to each other, therefore are equally stable. Okay, next time I will again show you this structure. Okay, so this was about resonance. Most probably we have completed resonance. Then of course resonance effect is there. Hyperconjugation is there. So let us see how best we can complete. As I told you, I thought we'd be able to complete it by next lecture. We'll see that. Okay, so let us stop the lecture over here. Take care. Good night.